Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
We are creating conscious community by sharing mindful manifesting skills and transcendental music.
We are all in this
Together. Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.
She's Jaylin.
And he's Monte.
And here we are. The eternal present moment. Happy New Year 2024. The year of productivity. How do we become productive? Well, from my perspective, it all begins in our minds. If we can be the effective director of our minds in 2024, we will feel better. We will create a better world for ourselves, our families, our tribes, our cultures, and all of humanity. So how do we begin becoming the effective director of our minds? Step 1, metacognition, just watching our thoughts from a discerning perspective. Mindful metacognition. And from that perspective of watching our thoughts, we notice, we pay attention to the quality of our thoughts, along with the quantity of our thoughts. So we notice when we're stuck in rumination, when the mind is just running. We also notice when our thoughts are full of blame, perhaps, blaming others, judgment. Judgment and blame go hand in hand, by the way. We tend to blame people or groups of people that we judge, and then we have a reason in our minds. We falsely have this belief that we don't feel good, that we're feeling out of harmony with things because of that group of people that we're judging, when in fact, perhaps we're just overthinking, which is being stuck in rumination. Perhaps we're stuck in judgment, which is going to make us feel angry and sad and guilty because we're judging ourselves too at that point. That's the thing. The mind is habitual by nature. And in 2024, I'm hoping for at least for myself to develop some more productive mind habits. And out of these productive mind habits will spring a more productive life. And what comes out of a more productive life, I'll feel better, I'll feel more empowered. That's what this is about, is just becoming more and more empowered over our internal processes. Instead of being the victim to other people's thoughts and beliefs, instead of letting other people think for us, essentially we begin to really analyze our own thoughts, and we begin to notice when we're not having enough peace in our minds. For example, this is really common in our culture, as we don't find enough stillness in our minds. We treat our minds like computers. We just take in way too much information, and then we just process information in our minds. So being selective with our screen time, being choosy with our mental diet is a big step in the right direction of finding peace in our minds. And also, I also use my breath. I use mantra to find peace in my mind. One practical and simple habit I use is every morning I wake up, I begin the day by saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, in my mind. The other morning I woke up and I had a headache, I had a backache, I didn't sleep well the night before. I put my feet on the ground and I began to say thank you in my mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because that's my habit now. That's part of my procedural memory as far as where my mind goes first thing in the morning, which is very empowering because now I am habitually going to that place of gratitude. And the idea with the thank you practice is I don't attach it to anything in particular. I just say the words, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then my mind begins to seek reasons to fulfill that statement. That's a mantra. And we all have certain mantras that we repeat over and over and over in our minds. And I suggest we begin to really look at what our own personal mantras are and to really examine those mantras and to see if they're productive or unproductive or destructive. Because if one of my mantras is revolves around hatred, let's say, oh, I hate those people over there because they do A, B, and C, and I keep repeating that in my mind, oh, I hate those people, I hate those people, then I would suggest that that particular mantra is very destructive. Because it's once we begin engaging in hatred, it's like looking through a tunnel where we don't see the entire picture anymore. And let's say I keep repeating that mantra, I hate those people, I hate those people, then that belief is entering into my subconscious mind, my mind garden. I'm growing this plot of hatred towards these people. And I just keep repeating it in my mind, and it keeps growing. And then the way the conscious mind works is, okay, I have this subconscious belief now that I hate these people. Every time those people do something that I consider wrong, I'll really focus in on it, because my conscious mind wants to be in harmony with my subconscious mind, right? But every time those people that I am against, that I judge, every time they do something right, I ignore it. My conscious mind ignores it because I don't want to see it, because that would create cognitive dissonance between my conscious and subconscious. And I don't want cognitive dissonance, so I ignore the positive stuff that these people do, and I hone in on the negative stuff that these people do, and then therefore my subconscious belief just grows stronger and stronger. And it can be very disabling, because what that does is it's blinding. It's like looking through a tube instead of just opening your mind and seeing the entire picture. So that's one. So one way to really work on a productive 2024 is to work on reprogramming the subconscious mind, essentially. And I would suggest it's kind of fun and it feels good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's a very simple practice right there, just repeating the phrase, thank you. And that's a very, very, very simple way to begin to grow that plot of gratitude in your subconscious mind. And guess what? The more gratitude we have, the more powerful we are, the more clear-minded we are, the more we're open to seeing the positive along with the negative. And I'm not saying repress the negative either, by the way. Every situation has a positive end and a negative end to it. We want to see the entire picture. But according to Buddha and the Lotus Sutra, if we want to create change, we pour our energy into the positive, into that positive side of the spectrum of whatever we're looking at, and then we grow that. And at that point, we're working with the power of our own minds in a positive way, because that's one problem in our culture, is we have no idea of how powerful our minds are. We have no clue how powerful our minds are. And modern physics is leaning in the direction of understanding the power of our minds. And modern physics has proven that when we focus our attention on a photon, it changes the behavior of that photon. It's called the observer effect. It's been replicated many times, many experiments. But what that shows is that our consciousness is sending out some kind of energetic signal to this photon and changing its behavior. So, of course, our thoughts are vastly more powerful than we understand, because if I'm in a place of hatred and victim stancing and all that, then that's the kind of energy my consciousness is sending out into the world. At that point, I'm part of the problem. But if my mind is in a place of gratitude and just clarity, having moments of clarity that transcend thought, where my mind is quiet, I'm present, then my mind is sending out more relaxed energy, relaxed and positive energy out into the world. And I'm personally working on creating positive things in my life, because the energy I send out into the world comes reflecting back at me. That's called karma. The energy I send out into the world reflects back at me. So when I'm in a place of not feeling good, who do I have to blame? Nobody, essentially. Well, my old patterns of thinking. I get stuck all the time in old patterns of thinking that hold me back, that confuse me. And I become scared, I become angry, I feel guilty, all that stuff. I go through all that. But I do have moments of peace in my day because I work with my breath. I work with the power breathing. I work with lengthening my exhale. And that alone gives me some peace of mind, because instead of me just thinking constantly, compulsively thinking, I take my attention, my spotlight of attention, and I bring it into my lungs for a moment, and I feel my breath. And I feel the long exhale. And as I'm regulating my breath, I realize that I'm also regulating my nervous system. My nervous system is relaxing as I'm engaging in that long, relaxed exhale. Breathing in, and my ribs are expanding slightly, and then I'm exhaling and finding more clarity in my mind to boot. So by regulating my breath, I also regulate my nervous system, and I'm regulating my mind. I also drop a few thank yous into my subconscious throughout the day. Like I said, I start first thing in the morning. And these are easy, simple techniques we can all use. And the cool thing is, it's like a secret superpower that you take with you wherever you go. You'd be walking through the store, standing in line at the co-op, regulating your breath, lengthening the exhale. And by the way, as you regulate your breath and you slowly reduce, or you slightly deepen your breath and you lengthen the exhale, guess what? Your heart slows down as well, and your mind becomes more clear. And the adrenaline, just relaxes. Your brain is not signaling your heart is not signaling your body to release adrenaline. You feel safe. And that's where I'm hoping more and more of us can get to this place just throughout the day. Because that place of safety, it begins in our minds. If my mind is wound up, I'm not going to feel safe. And my adrenaline's going to be spiking, and my heart rate's going to be racing. And like I said, the typical pattern in our culture is when people don't feel good, they begin pointing fingers instead of looking within and trying to regulate themselves. They'll look at other people and be like, they need to regulate. They need to change before I can be happy, before I can be at peace. They need to change, which is a very disempowering perspective indeed. But once we begin to realize that just self-regulation is a big step for ourselves to feel better, then we're beginning to walk the path of empowerment. And the more psychologically empowered we become, the more we're able to regulate our thoughts, notice our unproductive thinking patterns, and reduce those. At that point, we're regulating our thoughts. The more we're able to regulate our thoughts, the more we're able to find moments of peace throughout the day. Boom, boom, boom. The more psychologically empowered we are at that very moment. And then the more psychologically empowered we become habitually, just the less depression, the less anxiety we have. So that's my spiel for what I want to work on for myself in 2024. And I hope that some of you will join me in walking this path of self-empowerment in peace, because we will create a better world through this process. And perhaps we're destined to create a better world. Perhaps humanity is here on this earth to learn this stuff and to essentially evolve. And guess what? The more I'm able to find peace in my mind, the more I'm able to find compassion and kindness towards others. The less agitated my mind is, the more effective I become.
Well, that was awesome. Thanks for sharing all that. We're going to do a meditation next. So if you are driving, listen with your eyes open and keep your mind alert and come back to this later and do it again. And I'll see you on the other side. As you breathe in your mind, saying, I breathe in. And as you exhale in your mind, saying, I breathe out. Bringing full awareness to your breath. I breathe in. I breathe out. Noticing how the breath feels as you inhale and exhale. Maintaining your focus on your breath. Notice how this soothes the mind and the body. I breathe in. I breathe out. This is a peaceful moment. This is a peaceful moment. This is a peaceful moment. Letting all the worries and concerns, tension, anxiety, sadness, fear, anger be soothed, embraced, integrated. I breathe in. I breathe out. Bringing awareness to your heart center, the center of your chest and upper back. Imagine there is a beautiful, faceted jewel shining, bright, fascinating. As you breathe, feeling, noticing this perfect jewel, flawless, inviting your mind to imagine this faceted, flawless jewel This jewel represents the unconditional love within yourself that is flawless. Connecting with this jewel, connecting with your heart center. Turning the jewel or watching it spin slowly. Imagining this jewel at the center of your heart, the center of your chest. Unconditional loving place inside of yourself that we can connect to when we allow our mind to soften into this connection. And imagining this jewel and its facets open, shining this loving, accepting, nurturing light within you. It shines so bright. It shines all around you. It encompasses your physical body in this loving, unconditional inner peace, connected to the universe and the spark of divine creation shines so brightly. Breathe into this shine. I breathe in. I breathe out. And as you exhale, feel this shine gathering strength, energy, light, brightly, glowing, shining. This shine all around your body perceives. And within the shine where you reside, peacefully observing, there is no need for caution, because the shine will tell you when to be cautious. Within this shine, you can rest peacefully, observing the world around you, knowing you are one with all creation. You are here experiencing what is perfectly as you are meant to. Each lesson invites you to succeed through the lesson, so you may gather its jewel. It is accessible when you allow your mind to believe it is so. And for the next few breaths, absorbing, being immersed in this bright, protective glow, this shine, radiating from that jewel, the flawless jewel in your heart, opens, unconditionally loving you, unconditionally observing the world around you. You will know when it is time to be cautious. And for this moment, this is a peaceful moment. This is a peaceful moment. This is a peaceful moment. Feeling gratitude at your heart center for this awareness, this glimpse of connection that can be at any moment when you open to it. Giving thanks to the flawless heart, giving thanks to feel the glow. And bringing your attention back to the breath. I breathe in. I breathe out. I breathe in. I breathe out. Honoring your breath, this amazing vehicle, bringing your mind and body together, honoring life, this mystery of life. I breathe in, I breathe out. Knowing that you can come back to this breath awareness at any time. You can come back to that flawless jewel in the heart at any time. I breathe in. I breathe out. This is a peaceful moment. This is a peaceful moment. And here we are, enjoying our peaceful moment together. Giving thanks to you all out there. This will be our 9th year of Mindflow Radio. It's been quite the journey of awakening and maturing, let me tell you. And I enjoy sharing the journey with you. Grateful for the opportunity, grateful for WDRT for imagining with me on this idea of a spiritual talk / music / yoga song and meditation show. So it is the new year, 2024. And as Monte shared his perspective on the year of progress, I personally desire that as well. Personal mental progress. I wanted to share a couple books that I am delving into that have been helpful for me getting back on my mental health track. One of them was shared with me from a dear friend who's been helping me stay in perspective. Julie, out there, if you're listening. Adyashanti's book, The End of Your World. Great book. If you've ever had an experience where you dissolve into the unification of all that is, and then you're left to go back to reality and you're not really sure what just happened, but you know something bigger and better is out there, but you don't know how to do it again. This book is for you. It's a beautiful book on Adyashanti guiding people through the awakening process and understanding that awakening can begin with a few second glimpse and then you go back to reality, and how to work through that so that you can have more steady awakening. I think it's all very interesting because the big struggle in my mind is I'm here to be an individual and have my individual experience, right? I'm not thinking that might be true. The more I dive into this, the more individualized I become, the more separate I feel, the more alone I feel. The more open I am to the oneness of all, the more peaceful I feel, the more trust, dare I say trust, I feel. I know I'm not alone in having a painful past filled with suffering. I know that that's kind of a common thing that many of us have. There are people who have had beautiful, loving families and childhoods. And they're amazing to watch, let me tell you. They may have their things. We all have our thing that we're here to overcome. Some of us have great pain and sorrow and very little foundation. So the goal becomes building a foundation so that you can build a sturdy sanctuary to become. The becoming process. I can say that the one thing that this book, The End of Your World, has said to me is that I'm okay. Because one day I'm like, I got this. I am one with everything. And I feel just bliss and peace and joy and belonging. And then the next day I feel completely separate and alone and confused. And then I read this book and it says that's normal. And all of a sudden I feel a little bit more hope. So thank you, Julie, for sharing that book with me. I really appreciate that. Another book that I've been working with is The Art of Communicating by Thich Nhat. And he goes through communicating with ourself and how important it is to have good dialogue with ourself. He explains it very clearly and beautifully and simply. And then how to communicate with others, loved ones, coworkers, so on and so forth. How to deal with conflicts. It's very beautiful. I don't understand it all. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of it's over my head. This idea of compassion. I feel like I have empathy for people. I have compassion for everyone unless you've hurt me, and then I don't. And I've never in my life had to repair anything with anyone because I just run. But I see in my life that repairing is the way to maturing and the way to oneness, belonging, and awakening. In our culture, running is really considered okay. And I've done it a lot. I've run from difficulty. And that's probably why this year 2023, I should say, was a flippin' doozy, y'all. And I'm still having a hangover from it all. Although I have hope. One of our songs that we recently created, Where You Shine Your Attention. It's a spotlight. What we shine our attention on is what we feed, what we nurture. And if we're feeding fear, anxiety, anger, if we're feeding our suffering, if we're feeding our separation, this is very painful. Let me tell you, it is very interesting to be a human. I'm a human in the culture of America where self-righteous anger is considered good and righteous. And yet it doesn't feel good. It's not making me feel any better at all. So this idea of so many teachers saying that you have to shine your light on what you want, who you want to be, how you want to be, what you want to create. It's amazing. There's Dr. Joe Dispenza with the scientific research of how this stuff works and how it's created. He's kind of creating a formula to help people awaken, to help people rewire their brains. And he really makes it logical and formulaic. And then all of the yogis, all the yogi teachers, all the ones who have touched awakening and understand it and turn around and try to help the rest of us, they all say that anger is not going to help anybody, that we have to be peace. This is difficult. This is super flippin' difficult. And I've been working with this for months. And the things that I've noticed, I feel that what hangs up inside of me is that this is how it is. This is what is. I am mad. If I don't admit I'm mad, isn't that suppression? But Thich Nhat Hanh says that, I love this analogy. He says that the fire is our mindful focus. And the potatoes in the water is the anger. And we have to sit with the anger until it's fully cooked before we can process it and digest it. And this, I have not figured it all the way out, but this analogy helps me understand. And his way of sitting mindfully is how I shared in that meditation. I breathe in, I breathe out. And sitting mindfully with the breath, acknowledging the suffering within yourself, and sitting with it until it's done cooking. I can't tell you what happens next because I have not figured it out. But I do encourage us all to work on it because inner peace, our individual inner peace, is going to bring us to that outer peace. And even if it doesn't bring us to that outer peace, even if the world does not exhibit peace, at least we can drop our pebble into the cosmos and vote for peace, where we shine our attention. So here's that song.
Where you shine your attention, you increase that vibration.
What's your frequency?
Where you shine your attention, you increase that vibration.
What's your frequency?
Where you shine your attention, you increase that vibration. attention.
Shine.
You increase that vibration.
What's your frequency?
Where you shine your attention,
Shine.
you increase that vibration.
Where you shine your attention, you increase that vibration. So let's do that together. Let's continue our pacts and our resolutions. Let's reinvigorate our commitments to ourselves to be the best version of ourselves we can be. Whether that be you are on your quest for healing, you are on your quest for having your needs met, whether that be being able to pay your bills or being in company that appreciates you. May that come true for you this year as you hone your mind and hone your focus, your spotlight of attention. So, one thing that also many teachers speak about is the need for us to understand and admit our impermanence here on earth. Master Heng from the Shaolin Temple in Germany created a calendar, the impermanence calendar. And every week you mark off a box. And it's got 80 years of boxes and shows us that time is precious. And what I struggle with is, well, time is precious. Why am I doing something I don't want to do? And then the other perspective is, time is precious. Why don't I find the good in what I'm doing? So these two perspectives, as you can imagine, one is optimistic and one is pessimistic. And if you have a traumatic past, you're more likely going to resonate with the pessimistic perspective. But again, shining our spotlight of attention, that's what we got. So I encourage each and every one of us, including myself, to contemplate precious time. We can't take objects with us, possessions, relationships even. We can't take any of that with us. What we leave behind is memories to those who knew us. And what we take with us is our vibration. Or this is what I imagine we take with us is our vibration. So if our vibration is, I'm wasting my time here. Oh, I can't remember what teacher it was that they said, what if you were to die right now? What would that last thought be in your mind? What would that last vibration be? What would that last feeling be? And if you're wrestling with guilt or shame or blame or anger, or fear, anxiety, dang, to die all of a sudden and have that as your eternal vibration. Eek! Or I don't know about eternal, but, for some period of time before it's processed and integrated. And how long does it take when you don't have a soul or you don't have a body anymore? These things I don't know. I don't know any of this. I just really enjoy listening to different teachers. I especially like the teachers who admit that they don't know either, but these are their thoughts. I like humility. I like being around people who have humility because none of us know anything. The only thing we know is that this moment is happening. Maybe. According to Adyashanti, this is all a dream. And we wake up from the dream and we lose our separateness, which is kind of strange to me. It's very interesting. But I want to share a song that I call Timeless. To remember that our souls are timeless, but these bodies, they're not timeless. So we need to use this life to further the timeless parts of ourselves into greater wisdom, maturity, greater vibrations of peace. So here you go. You are here on purpose. You are here with meaning. We are here to learn more. We are here for healing. Pain is a message and wounds hold your pattern. We are on purpose here now together, healing our minds and hearts, feeling our bodies and souls. So far to go, timeless we flow. So far to go. a call, timeless. Let's embrace that. Let's enjoy that there is a timeless part of us. And let's also honor that there is an impermanent part of us that we will shed like a snake sheds its skin. So I hope you've enjoyed this share, honest reflection of being a human, wanting to be a good person, wanting to be a loving person, wanting to be a part of the change. Thank you for being a part of my journey. And I always love when people stop me and say thank you for the shows, and I heard your show, and it makes me feel so good to know that you're a part of this too. So many blessings to you. I do want to say that Monte and I have a class every week at the Commons. It is a Qigong and Tai Chi class, and this is a great way to feel better in your body, to feel more at home in your body, to feel more at peace in your body. So it's a very gentle movement class from noon to 1 every Saturday. And I also want to say that in Madison, January 27th, Supersonic Soul Circle Kirtan and Ecstatic Dance will be happening at Perennial Yoga in Fitchburg, Wisconsin. The address is 5500 East Sherrill Parkway. If you've never been to Perennial Yoga, it's a beautiful studio. And Supersonic Soul Circle is a very fun kirtan band bringing soul to the soul. And it's very fun to be a part of their projects. So I hope to see you there. Supersonic Soul Circle. You can follow us on Facebook. Happy New Year. Please say hi. Let me know you're a part of this Mindflow radio community. Many blessings and much love.